Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We were just watching what was an absolutely explosive first game on the channel. Food for Phrobius able to take a 2-1 victory against Pray for Us. And now we are here for our second game of the day. EnCore versus Out of Position Squad. I am once again joined by my favorite Kiwi, Coffee. How are you doing?
Well, here's hoping that the other series that we have today aren't quite as long as our first one, but this should be another pretty nice game we have going on here. EnCore, the number 2 place team in Division 3, I believe. And on the other side, we have, as he mentioned, the Out of Position Squad, the number 4 team from Division 2. So we will see how well these teams are able to perform in this series. We are going to be starting on Cursed Hollow.
That is very true. We can have a quick little run through our map bands as production hurries to keep up with me. EnCore managed to take out Towers of Doom and Battlefield of Eternity. So Towers of Doom, no, Tomb of the Spider Queen and Battlefield of Eternity for EnCore. Here I am griefing everyone, whereas Out of Position Squad removed Towers of Doom and Braxis Holdout Coffee.
Not going to be seeing Baxus probably at all today, you have to imagine.
I would hope so, because that is a bizarre little map, and frankly, it's just better if it's not played sometimes. not a Braxis Holdout fan myself, Coffee. I don't know about you.
Maybe I'm one of the few people that. I mean, I do enjoy the weird and wonderful picks, so unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing those today, as we are now on to game number 1, Series 2. It is Cursed Hollow, and Oops have themselves the first pick in this one.
But before we get into the draft, we do have to mention a legendary substitution, as playing on behalf of EnCore, we see the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Samu Plays Coffee coming out here in the offlane for them. So get ready to see some Dehaka coming out, I think.
It would be so sad if Dehaka was the second ban here from the side of Out of Position Squad, as Medivh is still not going to be seen, which is a little bit unfortunate. Now, I do see a player in here called Artanis. Is that hero that we can expect to see?
Artanis. Well, I mean...
Oh, no!
Oh, the ban come through. I believe Artanis is the out-of-position squad healer traditionally, so whilst Artanis isn't his traditional pickup, he does love a little bit of that Alex Straza coming out, but meanwhile, that May ban coming down, a bit of a staple of out-of-position squad this past season, so not a huge shock to see that removed.
We're having definitely a bit of a change up in the bans now. Dehaka, May, and the Lost of Vikings all removed. I like the strategy from the opposition squad. They've removed Samu's entire hero pool, so we will see what they manage to salvage this draft with, I suppose, as coming in for the first pick in for the Out of Position squad. Yeah, this makes sense. Cassia, very low part in the last series, but rest assured, we will respect our queen for now.
We will indeed. Cassia coming out here for the blue team, and Deckard Kane is going to be the response. Not a hero we've seen yet in this legendary cup coffee, but a definitely powerful pick. Those sleeps, especially after 20, so strong in fights, and ETC is going to be paired with that Deckard.
And ETC is a lot stronger against Cassia now that the Medalis no longer exists. The side, pretty reliable way to get on top of her short-ranged attacks. And though way of avoiding that stun, really. So you can understand why the ETC gets picked up. And this is a little bit interesting. We seem to have a very early lock-in of a blow-up composition from the side of the other position squad, with a variant presumably going taunt and Taronda being taken for Artanis.
I see my co-casting friend has learned his Colossus smash calling lesson here. But this is the weakness of showing that early Deckard Cain. He doesn't have the tools to prevent blow up that some of the other supports in this game do. And with Medallion gone at level 4, this taunt is guaranteed, and maybe we can see out of position squads snowball that into some nice early game leads on Cursed Hollow Coffee.
There are a few other ways you can get a cleanse. If your support does not have one, you can take another one if you feel so inclined. The other DPS option you have with a cleanse a little bit late into a game of Lunara does have the Abolish Magic you could maybe look to take here. Something we might end up seeing, but Chromie and Diva will be removed. Both heroes that can do quite well in the narrow chokes that Cursed Hollow does have. So, understandable bans here.
This is very true. Chromie, such an annoying little gnome to play against. Throws sand on top of everyone, but Samu, with great pain, manages to lock in a non-Dehaka hero. Obviously, the offlaner was banned away from him, so we will be seeing his Urel coming out here, paired with this Hanzo, and big arrows now are going to have some big follow-up coffee.
Dinosaurs, goats, not really much difference between the two. Samu basically locking in Dehaka as far as I'm concerned. Hanzo will be taken for Antonio as well. And oh my lord. Greymage for the blow up, and Illidan has made his way back to the Nexus after several years being on the bench.
Gotta love a nice Illidan comp. I imagine this is going to be some hunt pressure coming up. That Illidan into Urel is a very playable matchup. She can punish you, but it's very difficult for her. And with these taunt blow-ups, putting a hunt on top of them in fights is going to result in a lot of damage coming out. The red team going to finish off with the Sylvanas here, going to be able to try and push through some early waves maybe with that trait. But, Illidan coffee.
Illidan is back, and we will see what this pesky demon hunter is able to achieve. Sylvanas the last pick for Shiro. We'll see how much that is able to get done, but the question is Samu not on his one trick? Are you able to stand up to the power of Illidan? It'll be quite exciting to watch this hero because he can dodge so much with his abilities, but I do kind of understand with Sylvanas. I think we're likely going to see Mind Control as the hero of choice try and punish Illidan if he does something a little bit too aggressive. Also has the Haunting Wave, the Unstoppable, to help survive against the Hunt as well. So not a bad last pick here, I think.
Very true, and also does have that damage to put out on those connecting dragon arrows. Going to be able to really convert some kills onto what's quite a squishy blue team if the fight starts to swing in favor of them. So two very different draft ideas coming out. The red side have a very standard, very safe comp that has got that blow up potential with their R's, and the blue team very dive focused, looking to synergize, take those picks off, and really control this game from minute 1, or at least level 4 when Varian gets that taunt. But it's time to meet our team's coffee on the blue side. Representing out of position squad, they finished in 4th place in Division 2, and now they are ready to try and take the legendary cup. We've got Electrics on the Variant, Murmur on the Cassia, De Kaiser on the Illidan, Altanox on the Greymane, and Artanis bringing us that Taronda.
And on the red team representing Division 3, it is EnCore. Shiro 2 playing Sylvanas. Antonio playing Hanzo, 2 archers on the same team, love to see it. Nebraska playing ETC, EnCore playing Dekakane, and our good friend Samu plays on the Space Goat herself, Ural.
Looking forward to where this game is going to go, Coffee.
As
coming out onto the ETC, the armor reduction is there, but it actually looks like it's going to be Varian falling first. He's not a tank yet. He hasn't got that level 4. And first blood going over to EnCore. They came here to play, Coffee.
very nice start from them. In the meantime, Illidan, he doesn't care for your silly team fights just yet. Just going to try and push these lanes and now making his way over to the siege camp. So perhaps a bit of aggressive positioning by the, funnily enough, out of position squads when you consider that they were 4v5 in the mid fight to the start. So
yeah, I guess they felt like they had that pick, but the Decade Pots and the ETC armor able to come through and deny it, and now the slight XP lead has gone over to the red team of EnCore, but camps coming out double stacked here by the blue team, going to give them a lot of macro pressure on this map. What will they be able to do with this pressure?
now what you normally see on Cursed Hollow is that if Tribute is on the same side of the map as the Giants, you go for the siege camp first and take the Bruiser camp so it's pushing during the objective, but we have seen them going for the simultaneous pressure here for our position squad. So see how much pressure you're going to be able to get done with it. Gas and Greymane both pretty good at sieging. Greymane just with his raw damage from attacks, and Cassia's Lightning Fury able to hit all 3 structures at the same time. We do see Rapid Chase is the choice from Illidan at level 4. Has been recently buffed with the cooldown reduction, making it possibly viable as an option against friend and foe, so we'll be interested in seeing how much of this one is able to get done here.
Cassia successfully landing her second Q of the game there, building up these Thunderstroke stacks. Nice for her to see, but not a lot of damage coming out here from either side, and now Greymane is going to be handcuffed to that bottom lane, clearing out the Siege Giants whilst the red team rotates up for this tribute. So will EnCore be able to convert this advantage, Coffee?
And it's looking good for them. As long as they're able to stop the owl from Artanis, they should be a-okay to get this first one. No. Sentinel is going to connect, and it looks like the plan is just to stall at the moment. Lunar Blaze is taking level 1, so extra range on that stun, and it is a 4v4 now if Murmur were to move up, but Cassia just taking the mid lane, so first tribute over to our red team.
Very comfortable there, the red blue team giving up that tribute. They're not feeling the need to try and force for it, just making sure that it takes them as long as it can to get there. But it looks like it's all fine now. We're back again, level 7's coming out for both sides. Varian looking for a taunt here maybe as they siege down this wall though, Coffee.
Both teams pushing the opposite sides of the map at the moment. Shiro and Samo trying to get these bottom turrets taken out and doing quite a bit of damage to Greymane as well. And we have some more fun talents. It is Wise and Jules as the option for Greymane. Well, if you're going to have to deal with Ural for a while, you can't kill her, so you might as well stack up, I suppose. But speaking of Ural, here comes Varian, gets the taunt down.
Nicely done
will
there.
be able to find that kill. And also Hunter's Onslaught, another talent that was buffed in the recent Illidan changes now. Significantly more healing suggests that we're going to see Marked for Death at level 16 as well. Next taunt now onto Abaska will be able to survive, but oof, it nearly did get retributed, but Hanzo having to jump away and
looks like
see
Oops
what's
is just
able
going
to
to
happen here.
control this space here, pick up this tribute. ETC's coming really deep here though. The stun is there, the taunt, and he is going to walk out on 26 health. The Cassia Q just connecting, and ETC will go down there. Maybe a slight overstep that there, Coffee. Might not be quite where he wanted to stand in that moment.
Nice plays on the map though. Shiro with the black arrows was able to find 2/3 of the bottom fort with just minion pressure. So very unfortunate there that they didn't find the interrupt on the tributes, but a good amount of push has gone the way of EnCore already.
Very nicely done there by the team in red, but of course not the Blue Red, by the team in blue, as we do see them just slowly taking this macro advantage here, Coffee. They've got that slight lead onto level 10. This next tribute is a pretty safe cap for them, so they should be able to convert that into curse pressure. And it's things starting to look up now for Oops, but level 10s, we'll see Varian lose that power spike that he normally has. That everyone now has access to their fourth ability, so that taunt just not quite as impactful as it was before.
I don't know what you're talking about. Valkyrie now taken for Cassius, so the taunt's even more powerful, able to bring the target in after they've been hitting on a Varian. So we will see what's happening, just sitting in the bush at the moment. Team not winning at the moment, but Varian able to defend so much now that the rest of their team has access to heroics. Artana's just going to get the capture. Going to be interrupted by Houndzone fans as the play once again from Shiro, looking for the bottom fort push, but Varian is there this time to help. Easy block from Greymane and Varian, and now it's just a 45. Hunting from Ilden. They're looking to take advantage of this. Arrow goes wide. Ilden doing what he can to try and follow through. Sleep from Deckard is huge though, and everyone will be able to survive because of it. Very big plays from the EnCore support.
Unfortunate there for the EnCore, losing Sylvanas right at the start. A nice sharp rotation coming out from the Varian, was able to pick her up as she tried to seize in that fort. From that moment, EnCore doing their best to get out, managed to get away without losing another hero, so nicely done there. But next time out, we're going to have to see slightly more safe plays maybe coming out from this Sylv, respecting that Varian taunt.
The teams are going to trade bosses. Now this will be of benefit for the blue team as the next tributes. Top lane and Ilden, he could stick around and push with the hunt if he wants, but it is actually going to be Ilden rotating towards the tribute, and Cassia going to be pushing that one down. So
in the top
actually,
side,
no one from Oops is in the top side, so that's a little bit of an oops by them, I think, as we're having a base race here, so
looks like we are just calling keep trades, but the red team are going to back out from this now. I'm not sure I like this call. I think they have the damage to trade.
they've already lost their walls, so our position squad are going to be the big winners of all of this. Shiro's staying behind as well to capture a tribute, so numbers advantage for the opposition squad now. Valkyrie onto the ETC. The sleep once again from Deckard Cain. Should buy enough time for them to take down this boss, but so much damage onto the keep, and they're actually going to commit so Ilden can finish this one off without dying, so keep before the 9-minute mark for... Oh my lord, he gets away. Keep so early for the opposition squad.
In the top side though, the boss doing so much damage with Sylvanas and the wave, and it looks like we're going to be trading out those keeps as we see. Looks like this game isn't going to go on for another 20 minutes, Coffee. Both these teams want to be done here. They want to smash them down, and Cassia, where are you going, hun?
I'm quite relieved. I don't know how we ended up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Bit of an adventure for Cassia there. And this will see an advantage for EnCore with Curse Point on this top tribute. So will Cassia be here in time for EnCore to have the interrupt?
Oh, the Giants.
Right.
Maybe different teams, but something's going to change, and Nebraska will be able to steal away. Now, Arrow coming in. Looks like they're looking for the Greymane. The sleep comes out, and Greymane goes down. Oh, it's all going wrong now for the opposition squad, as Varian is certainly living up to a team name at the moment, going on a bit of a journey of his own at the moment.
Not exactly in position there, is he, Coffee, as he is going to fall. And now, what can the red team get done with this curse? There are 2 people dead, and they look like they're walking through the lane, which the keeper's already down. Is this an end call, Coffee?
It looks like it might be. They are, if nothing else, going to get Illidan to return, and with the number advantage, maybe they are going to find it. Seems quite difficult though, and Rask taking a lot of damage. Valkyrie not going to connect though. Samu jumping out. They've managed to get 11% of the core, but looks like their strategy is just to stall the members of the blue team and let the minions do all the work. As mid's taking a lot of damage. Illidan has returned though. Hunt's available, but Cassier's already gone, and maybe they are going to be able to end this one. Illidan in the backline doing as much as he can. Level 16s for the red team though. Shiro surviving for the moment, using the holding wave, but that's not the direction you want to go with it. Savannah's gone, Samu drops as well, and all that retreat. Banner Stormer's coming in to maybe help here, but the Rubies are doing so much. Looks like they're not done yet, but you have to imagine it can't end anymore.
Looks like out of position squad able to hang on here. When that mosh pit came through, it looked so scary, but they were able to clutch it back, get a couple of kills there, and they will reset with 59% on their core. So this top lane catapult pressure, really a potential threat when we move into the late game. And of course, that is in EnCore's boss lane as well, so they're going to have to be aware, but could have definitely been worse for them, their Coffee. They survived the curse with 2 keeps still standing. Not an awful position for the members of Hoops to be in.
And they also managed to, because everyone is in the same lane, so many minions of out of position squads were killed, and our position squad were able to pick up the red minions though. So the XP is still even despite everything that's happened, and what, as well I expected, we are seeing marked for death from Illidan, so just looking to hit the backline of this choice, but another fight's coming here. Savannah's pulled by the Valkyrie, but Hellcore just doing so much with a stack, and every sleep is finding all the crucial members, doing so much to protect his team.
Such a nice setup there as EnCore get that initial Dragon's Arrow, follow up with the Urel to keep the control, keep the slow, and then the sleep comes down and just really shuts down all of the blue team members, makes the fight so difficult for them, but unfortunately not able to convert it into a kill. And now we see them walking up towards their boss, and they're going to start this Coffee, or maybe not.
Looks like the play is just debated at the moment. Variant's having none of that, going to check down. Now, Toronto can also scout it, so no smoke and mirrors gameplay to be had here. As now, our position squad, they do possibly, well actually the Giants are going to take our top lane, Illidan there just in case, but looking to do something with their boosters probably, and now the Valkyrie, the wall goes down, so he's pulled all the way in. That will be the first kill for them. Now looking for Varian, but with protected by the way, it's going to be fine. 4-man sleep once again from Deck and Kane. Now Illidan has returned. Cassius gone. A new carry has arrived though. Illidan is unleashed on them. Savannah's taken down, and Starfall comes out. No one will be falling from our position squad anymore, and it will be a 3-for-1 trade in favor of our blue team.
And with 3 members dead, the blue team can run towards the boss, and they also have the threat of this curse. Greymane picking up just a little bit of XP before he starts this boss. Electric's here, just gonna make sure the curse doesn't go over, but wants as much time on this curse as possible, that it is useful for him.
Letting the other members of the team get the boss so they can push that one up while the tribute is active. Also, just not really up to capture at 2v1 against DUL and Deck and Kane, but boss is taken. Artana's going to channel the tribute, and maybe this is going to be an end attempt by our blue team.
This time with that
Looks
boss
like
as
they
they
decided not
pursue
to. Maybe they will actually. It was just going for the level 20 XP in the mid lane, so everyone making their way down here. Well, level 20 advantage, and for curse be enough to see this game end.
And let's not forget this full health boss coffee walking towards that core. This is not a good position for EnCore to be in. Torn comes down. ETC dragged into the LAT. The sleep is big though. The mosh pit is here. It's onto. The arrow catches more. They're silenced. Knocked into the mosh. Taronda falls first and more. Health bars are dropping. Calcia solo. She's going to go down in the backside though. Illidan, can he connect onto ETC? Yes, he can. And now, can Illidan get the damage onto the core? It looks like he's gonna stay away. Oh, he's not really sure where he wants. I don't know. With that Greymane and that Illidan, was there enough damage? Maybe not.
They can still go for it, I think, but the hammer going to convince him otherwise. So we have 3 catapults hitting the core. This is absolutely something you can do, Illidan. Smack that one. Varian taking all the damage, and Greymane during the threat. Illidan doing what Illidan does best and taking down the core. Mark for Death works on structures, by the way, so we'll be able to finish that one. Game 1 going over to the out of position squad.
A little bit sheepish there as they had their window to end, but fortunately those 3 catapults able to connect onto the core, get enough damage through, and we will see out of position squad walk away with map number 1 coffee. Very nicely played there by the 2 teams.
I'm very pleased that Illidan was able to win this game. And I'm very pleased that we ended before the 20-minute mark this time. Getting it nicely done by them.
Very nicely done indeed. That was, pardon me, so close there. They very nearly found that miracle defense with that fight, initially picking off the Cassia and also the Taronda, but in the end, not quite enough coming through. Illidan Greymane, just so much structural damage, and once Illidan gets on a core, it's so hard to rip him off of it, Coffee.
Yep, and well, he can try and stun him with heroic stuff, but when that pesky demon hunter keeps running away, old man legs aren't quite able to keep up with him, I suppose, so not much you can do about that one. Also, there's the former King of Stormwind and Gilneas as well, so quite a few people you have to worry about there. So game number 1 going the way of the other position squad. It was a little bit of an interesting game with both teams finding themselves a very early keep, but an unfortunate core attempt by EnCore let the side of our position squad to get themselves a little bit of a comeback.
That is very true. Very nicely played there. I don't believe we have our second map picked yet, though, as we wait. We do know that EnCore have taken first pick, and Volskaya Foundry is where we're going to go, Coffee.
First time we've seen it in the series.
And let's be thankful of that, Coffee, because if there is a map which goes on for half an hour as a minimum.
Yes, we have seen, if we've been watching the CCL, you've seen a few games go the fair distance on this map, and we might be about to have another one of those to foil our attempts at a best of 3 speedrun. And I'm excited though, because this is a map where you can pick Alexstrasza and reach that level 20 mark, reach that beautiful, beautiful E onto everyone. Is absolutely fantastic what you can do with the Ancient Flame.
Is an absolutely incredible talent. Puts out so much damage. It will be very interesting to see if Artanis will be picking that up in this game.
It's not just the damage though, it's also the cooldown reduction on the trait. It's also the 60% slow. It's also the enormous self-healing that you get from the flame buffets. So very versatile talent. It's not just damage, it also does just about anything else you could want it to do. So
it's definitely
extraordinarily powerful talent if you're willing to go E-build Alexstrasza.
That is very, very true, Coffee. There's so much synergy in that build that builds into that level 20 that sometimes feels a bit weaker in the early game, but once you get there, you remember what you were doing it for.
It's all worth it once you reach that level 20 mark. Just waiting for a few more people to get into the lobby, and then we will be underway. Feels like maybe we have a window to shout out our favorite Heroes of the Storm tournament, though. What do you think?
I think it's important to remind everyone of the games coming up on this channel, Coffee, because of course, if the Legendary Cup isn't enough for you like it isn't for our fabulous co-caster and myself, we will have tomorrow the Mythic Cup Division 1 teams battling it out to be the best team in all of Heroes Lounge, and that is only the beginning, because next week on the Saturday, we will see the off-season cup, the ARAM Cup, two teams running it down mid lane as the game was supposed to be played, crowning the best runners in Heroes Lounge and the most innovative tournament ever seen in Heroes Lounge, Heroes of the Storm history in all of esports. I think, Coffee, the Nexus Rumble will be the Sunday next week, but here we are. Draft, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, you are very experienced with the Nexus Rumble. I would very much love it if we could actually call it the most interesting format we have, but unfortunately, Meta Madness Existence also coming up soon. Meta Madness Nexus Rumble, though, sounds
The
very
most
fun.
revolutionary and groundbreaking format, Coffee. Have you not read the pasta?
Well, I have been fed the pasta now, I suppose, as Choco was the first ban. No fun allowed, say EnCore. We want to win the series.
Oh, very much a don't want to play into the massive ogre. Gonna get that gone before anyone even opens their mouth to breathe. And so that is the first ban on this Volskaya Foundry. And again, Medivh not going to be a feature in many of these games today, it seems, Coffee.
So, second ban here, quite likely to either be May or Alex Strauzer, I think. And then from the side, yep, there's the May ban. And our position squad, you would expect that they're probably just going to ban Dahaka again from Samu, but not deciding, very understandably, the Hellcourse Deca Kane, very powerful, going to remove that one. Also, as it so happens, Alex draws a counterpick for Emerald, very annoying if you're trying to get value from that abundance, so possibly setting up for a bit of a dragon pick here.
Mm-hmm. That is very true, and it is just such a nice little combo you can put out denying that. But we can see the first pick coming out in this draft, Gazlo for Samu on the side of.
It's the side of EnCore. I feel a little bit sad though, not able to prove his loyalty and not take the Haka when it's left open for him. And now we're seeing two power picks go the side of the opposite squad. Cassia once again, and this time they will be picking up the ETC.
Here we go again.
And we'll see Malfurion and Chromie as the response. Chromie so annoying on Volskaya Foundry, because of course you have to stand on that point for 50 seconds if you want to cap it, and it's a lot of damage coming out from Chromie whilst you're stood there doing nothing, Coffee. But
can have a little bit of target practice for Shiro this game, as we are now seeing what the third bans are, and Nubarak will be removed by the out of position squads. Not going to have that one for Malfurion to follow up on. Variant's still an option though that they might be looking towards.
Of course, Johanna as well, still around. Haven't seen a lot of her yet this series, or this morning.
I don't think we've seen her at all.
No, we haven't. And Garrosh is another option that got banned a lot in the first series, but has made it through here. So still options up for our red side. And whilst we wait on our picks from the blue team, I can tell you that Complex were in fact able to take the first map off of Curso, setting themselves up to meet the winner of this round in the second semi-final that will be appearing on this channel. Diva! Oh, she's made it, team. Diva and Tychus. And would you like to see four-man Diva here, Coffee? I hear you're a big fan of the four-man Diva, and it should be played in every draft, right?
I'm not a fan of Diva in general, but we'll see what happens. And we are seeing that Artanis has not locked in a support yet, so Crowley's been taken, Gaslow's been taken, but they still want to put maybe a little bit of fear into EnCore that, hang on, something might be crazy coming out. That's Maiev and Johanna taken for EnCore, so might be a little bit too bold to go Alex Strauss at this point, but
Oh, I don't know what you mean, Coffee. If
it's
you're
only everyone being massive AoEs on the side of EnCore. They don't really do single target damage at this point.
I mean, we have to take a moment to look at this Cage Gravo Bomb Wombo, right? Like, that is so much damage coming out. And Anduin is going to be the pickup for Artanis. Going to try and save that single target that Maiev tethers onto that Johanna manages to shield. So I like it, Coffee. I think it's strong, and maybe it's going to be enough. Who knows?
Well, you have Odin, you have just the raw power of Cassius, so very strong damage dealers on the side of opposition squad. On the other side, EnCore, they have a lot more. They're a lot more dependent on having things go well for them. Not as reliable damage from a Chromie and a Maiev, so they will have to be putting in a little bit more effort, I think, in order to get the same return on investment. So I think our position squad to take this one. I think they have the simpler team composition to play, but we will see if we're going to go the full distance and have 3 best of 3s to cast today.
Basically, the goal is Coffee is here when the sun goes down. That's what we're looking for, team.
We've moved the goalpost. It's not enough for the sun to come up.
Just
Now
gotta
has to go down.
hopefully get him here so that by the time this finishes, he's ready to have a shower, eat a quick snack, and come back for the Mythic Championship. But it's time once again. These are teams. Ladies and gentlemen, on the blue side, we have got out of position squad. They won their first map. They are coming in here. This win will put them into the semi-finals. We have got Electrics on the ETC, Artanis playing the Anduin, their Kaiser on Diva, Altanox on Cassia, and Murmur on the Tychus.
We might need a few more tactical pauses if we want to go quite that long. And on the red team, it is EnCore who need to win this to stay in the Legendary Cup. Hekaro playing Malfurion, Shiro playing Chromie, Ebeska playing Johanna, Antonio playing Maiev, and Samu will be bringing us the Gazlo today.
We will indeed. Still no dinosaur coming out for Samu, but you know that Gazlo, it's got the grabber bomb, it's got the follow-up onto the big explosions that they're looking for. And this W build Chromie is going to put so much burst out if they do find that initial target, Coffee.
Need to hit those Dragon Breaths first though and get that one stacked up. Currently at none at the moment, just using it on the waves. Got that super fast wave clear and going to now move down to the turret camp by the looks of things by both teams. So no one going to try and get a cheeky turret for support camp trade.
Nice standard rotations coming up from both sides. This is the very scripted early game. Obviously, there are windows to try and break this script, but neither side wants to go too off-piste in the early game. Both of them
Sure, if it's on my end or not.
Both of them have set up very strong early games though here, haven't they? And it's exciting to see whether they're going to be able to get these early protectors. Who's going to get that advantage into the late game? As Maiev getting that tether out onto ETC, he's falling a bit low. The Tychus as well going down as there's just a small production value coming out from my co-caster. But who even needs coffee when you've got a nice early morning game? And these waves being taken down a little bit by the blue team. They're just going to try and catch this EXP. No one's really taken too much damage here at all. interesting talents coming out on the level 4. We see Tychus going for that big burst damage onto the Johanna. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Looking forward to see what value we can get from that. And of course, we see Gazlo building into that E build, looking to get those bombs to follow up what will be, I imagine, some very big Gravo bombs coming into that late game. But Protector will be spawning in under 20 seconds. The heal camp is still up. No one's really made a play for that. And we're just looking to see what the teams can get here. Who's going to get that first position and who's going to value the top side instead. A little attempt onto Chromie, but she's going to be A-okay.
A little bit interesting though. You don't often see this talent from Gazlo. Normally, we see Gazlo players going into the turret shielding, just try to be super tanky, just throw down all of the turrets in the world, get as much scrap as you can, as many turrets as you can, but this time we see the percent damage just trying to keep himself alive that way instead. Level 7 going to be hit by both teams, so see what is able to be done on this first objective.
Position originally being taken by Oops here. Looks like they're going to be able to hold it for the vast majority of the time, although Tychus does want to go up and get that wave, so they will have to back off now. Turret camps respawning for both teams, but DPS for the blue side not really in position yet, so Electrix and Anduin just going to try and slowly hit this down. The ETC and the boy from Stormwind not quite in a position to take this camp fast, but they're going to get it in the end, Coffee.
I'll have you know he's the king of Stormwind, and I'll not have anyone tell me otherwise. We do see Master Blaster as the choice from Gazlo at level 7, so it is indeed just going to be fully investing into the lasers more so than the turrets, and to pull a loop for choice from Komi. A little bit interesting, I think, to go for that one against Anduin, who can just pull people to safety, but looks like we're going to be having a fight on the point now, looking for Samu, but will survive for now. Turret, lasers interrupted, so no healing coming from you, and Tapul did not be able to do anything. Looking for a basket, but actually will go down to the grenade at the end. So, kill going the way of the opposition squad.
Nicely fought there, out of position squad, just able to clutch that fight out. Gazlo running away on about 12 health, wasn't able to get caught by the Tychus, but unfortunately Ibaska on the Johanna, not able to survive through it, and now we will see this Protector going over to Oops and Chromie. Might be a little bit deep here. Tychus gonna put some damage out, but there won't be the follow-up, and she will be able to just walk away, Coffee.
And it will be the Protector going to the blue team, going to munch a little bit on the mid gate before making their way up top side. The well, of course, going to be the goal from this. And with the level 10 lead, they have a very good chance of getting it, but they're just going to walk through all the Chromie damage, not even hitting the well for a while. And this is Andrew and Cassie in here. There's not people you want a Fury en route onto them, but the mosh pit is actually going to find someone thanks to the Valkyrie, and the fight will go the way of the opposition squad, but that was very nearly a complete disaster for them.
Samu here though has been found in the backside. Root coming out from Adwin after the slide. Looks like he's going to go down as well, but that was such an aggressive positioning from the Protector there, Coffee. It looked like they just had no respect whatsoever for the red team, but it turns out deeply calculated. They're able to turn that fight around and just build on this lead a little bit more now, setting themselves up to take this heal camp as well.
They are able to find that one, and they will pick themselves up the support camp as a reward. We do see Anduin going for Holy Word Salvation. I like this choice there. Isn't really much I think going to be doing with the light bomb, and it will help a lot against this AoE damage we see here from the side of EnCore.
That it will. That's nicely done again by the red team. The red team? I don't know what I'm even saying,
Blue
Coffee. slight XP
we have
lead coming
another
in.
series ahead of us. I hope you're not losing your sanity just yet. As both teams will once again get themselves the turrets. Now it is the red team working on their assault troopers. No, from the blue team's going to crash a top wave, so that's a lot of XP loss to find themselves another kill onto the goblin. I'm going to get it right this time. Samu giving everyone the loop-de-loop, but will go down in the end.
Looks like the
Probably
red team
not worth it though, because red team, they managed to crash a large top lane wave, all of that experience denied, and are going to get some push up here. They won't find themselves the well though just yet, but
Minion
so
MVP.
little health. Even a melee minion can get through it once the shield is down these days, and now maybe looking to fight here with numbers advantage, but not going to do so.
Diva having a little look, but couldn't find the angle. Didn't want to have to jeopardize that bomb right before an objective, and so just going to back out as Oops now looking to try and take out this fort. They still have that 13 advantage, and Jazlo's showing in the bottom lane, so the fight isn't really viable for the red team unless they get a really nice tether coming out. But you know, going to back up now. Just looking to see if they can get this pick on the mid lane. Johanna has fallen so low here, so any fight is going to be difficult to take right now for the red team. She's got that tap though, and with that Iron Skin walking in, looking to see if they can't find an angle. They're looking for that moment to all push their buttons. The shield comes down, the grabber bomb's on top of it, the cage falls. Diva will be the first to go down, but Johanna on the other side falling, and now the mosh pit from ETC is absolutely huge. The damage coming through, but through this tranquility, no one is dying. Great place from Malfurion, and now Chromie looking for kills, but Samu getting fished in by the Cassia is going to be our next kill. Coffee. Going to be a 2-for-1 trade for the blue team.
Very close fight that could have quite easily gone the way of EnCore, but we do see the value of the Salvation able to just tank the Dragon Breath, no problemo. And there's no giants on this map, but we are still invading camps, and they will steal away the turret. Now Electric's going to get pulled by whatever Odin used. Sure if you need that one here, as they are going to look for Ebaska and will once again find Johanna. 7 kills to 0, and the opposition would want to end this one quickly.
Big commitment here from this Odin, and they are now just going to use it to get a little bit of damage out on that mid lane, but every kill makes more XP, makes more pressure on the map, and they are building ever closer to that level 16 Coffee. Would be interesting to see if they can pick this protector up safely and what they're going to do with it once they do manage to get it.
Well, they can probably be best off just trying to get rid of all 3 forts, open the map up a bit, set themselves up for the 3rd objective. Of course the other camps being taken. Why wouldn't they be stealing each other's camps again? And this is the best way you can salvage it if you are EnCore. Just try and get that bomb lane push to open up the bomb side of the map around the next objective. So we will see what Oops are going to do, so they can maybe look to set themselves up for a keep push as a result of this. Fort will fall at the bottom, and now working on the top as Johanna pulled in. No Iron Skin, and that's not what you want, right? As the objectives channeled, and now Shiro does have Iceberg to survive, pulling in onto ETC, but Salvation is there to absorb the worst of it. Now trying to go back in, but Moshpit's still actually connected to several members. ETC will be trading with Maiev. Turret was dropped by the red team, but Samu's dead as well, and now in a 4v2 they are probably able to get this keep and maybe for more.
Looks like they're going to try and walk it through onto the core here with the protector. The Odin does run out, but they've still got Cassia and Tychus as Tychus picks off the Malfurion when Johanna respawns. But this Johanna spawn might be enough to force Tychus off of the core, and Chromie's going to have that loop soon. Shield is up, so Tychus has to be
just
super
looking
careful.
for that Oh, the blessed shield, but the follow-up is not quite there. Chromie finds the Anduin here. Core down to 40%, but they're running out of damage as the core abilities knock both damages away, and now D.Va doing all that she can, but it is not enough. Core down to 23%, but there will be a hold from EnCore for now at least.
Interesting decision there from Anduin to jump out of that protector, maybe sacrificing a bit of damage onto that core, but looks like in the end it will be a hold from EnCore, though they're still down this level. And now for the rest of this game, that top lane has pressure on that core. There's always the threat of a backdoor attempt if they are setting up for that protector, because obviously you can't half the protector back to defend. You have to jump out and then start your hard thing, and it's complicated, Coffee.
And well, we will see what's ever happen here, as once again, a possible invade of the camps, as the team's gonna be scrapping D.Va, not up yet, so this will be given over to EnCore. Someone needs to pick up the top though, will be Shiro going for that one. And when the level 20s come out, I really do fear for EnCore, because the Odin upgrade is no joke. It is an extraordinarily powerful ability, but we are seeing the starting of the support camp trying to find themselves a fight before the level 20 mark, and it looks like, well, actually our position squads, they are maybe looking for it, but this will be forced by EnCore. 2 people onto them at Fury Route, and it looks like the target's going to be Electrix. Tries to leave, but goes back in. Salvation doing all that it can, but we are being thrown for a loop by Chromie. ETC will fall to the repeated loopings, and looks like now the target is the Cassia, who is pulled in by Grabom. No medallion to counter this ability anymore, and it will be 2-0 in favor of EnCore.
Absolutely beautiful clutch fight there from EnCore. That was their last real window in this game to take that even talent tier fight, and Oops giving it to them before the level 20 might regret that decision now, as maybe the heal camp was not worth this lead into level 20. They are going to take this time though to just try and cap that tower in the bottom lane, or that well, maybe not even, just going to half out now. So scared of this rotation, and rightly so, Coffee.
Just playing it safe, they're going to look for another fight, the 20 on 20, one more fight for Oops, and they will probably be able to end through the top lane, so just want to have it on as good conditions as possible. Now with the level 20s, Glyph of Faith for Anduin, a big red burn for Tykes, and Prisoning Light for Cassie, all really big, and on the other side he's looking at that miniature black hole from Gazo. Bigger than the real deal black hole, I would point out, from Tastar. A little bit of a interesting naming convention we have there, as maybe Samu can make the big plays on Gazlo.
I wonder if, it might technically be bigger as the miniature black hole, but is it a bigger increase than the total size of black hole? Because you've already got the big bomb, we're just making it larger. There's an argument to be had there, Coffee, I think. But these level 20s coming out, some catapults are slowly building up in the top side. It's going to be a little while before they get there. So is there going to be an attempt to force?
Give this protector up, and it looks like the decision is just to concede it by the side of our position squad, and it is Johanna looking like we have another tactical pause.
Looks like we are going to come into a quick pause here, Coffee, indeed. We can see that I like this call, honestly, from giving this protector, because right now the grip that the blue team have on this game is quite strong, and fighting into Gravo Bomb, into Cage on these conveyor belts is so complicated. So this nice safe call is going to allow them to just wake out this pressure of the protector. Sure, they might lose a keep, but their opponent has 23% on their core as we transition into this game, Coffee.
And we will see how much this protector is able to get done. Looks like they're going to march it into mid lane for now, but as you said, there's a few cannons making their way up on the top lane. It needs to get answered at some point because we can absolutely see this one end through the Winions. They have now leaving the protector, trying to force the fight, but everyone's evacuated from the side of Oops, so now the fight is good for them. Gravo Bomb is gone. Odin used. Let's see how much they can get done here as it is the disengage of the protector. D.Va trying to prevent their escape. Valkyrie not available, already been used, so looks like they will be able to get out. See how much siege they can get done with this Odin. They're actually making their way to the top lane and they trying to just end this game now.
They've seen that Grabo Bomb is down and they want to try and find this window to end. Electrix is in very deep here though. This first leap will go through. He's going to fall here, and that is maybe a slight overextension and miscommunication there about what the team's plan was. And now, with that man advantage, the red team are walking forwards. They don't have a protector anymore, but they can try and get objective advantage on this map. The heal camp is still up. There will be turrets spawning shortly in the bottom side. They can really set themselves up for this next phase.
A little bit unfortunate to watch that though. We have the ETC trying to go for a blink slide onto the backline while the rest of the team is evacuating, so looks a little bit silly, but ETC not quite able to reach Anduin and survive, so another kill going the way of EnCore. This was, I believe, 7 kills to 0 at one point, but now it is 12 to 9, so the comeback is most certainly possible here from EnCore, and we might have ourselves another 3-game series.
Oh, wouldn't that just be a treat, Coffee? Gonna stay here well into the early hours of the New Zealand morning as the red team picking up these items, getting themselves ready for this next fight. They are holding a turret and a heal camp, whilst their opponents only have a turret in their hands. They might be able to safe cap their own turret here, as Chromie is currently not with the team doing that top lane push camp. So gonna be relatively even as we go into this level 21, 22, 20-minute fight. Lots of 20s coming out here, Coffee.
So many 20s, and we've had over 20 kills as well, so we will see if we can end this game. Well, it won't be before the 20-minute mark, but now Abaska looking for something possibly on the flank, but not going to throw out their shields. Probably we're going to see the teams respect each other, at least until the objective comes up. No turret camps to be stolen for another 2 minutes.
It does look like we're going to just have a nice laid-back approach to this. Neither team wants to make the mistake and get caught out, but 5-man rotation almost catching ETC. Abaska not throwing that shield in time though, and Electrix will be able to just walk out of that one. Gonna just see now if the blue team can manipulate this map to try and get that pressure into the top lane. That is the only part of this map that is not perfectly mirrored at this point. That 23% core feeling oh so very low against the potential pressure of the red team.
But we probably aren't going to see any attempt at a backdoor though.
They
but
don't
now
really
things
have
looking
the
pretty
confidence.
good. Yeah, they don't have Reyna, they don't have Material, they don't really have Sylvia that can look to pull off a backdoor, but they are
to Samu. The Mosh is here. The root follow-up, but there's not enough. Samu's going to survive, and as the cage comes down, full force fight breaking out in the middle of nowhere. The nice Anduin will get caught by the Grabber Bomb. 2 kills go over, and now can the blue team back out of this as the mounts are coming through? This Odin looks like it's going to get caught. It's doing its best to put damage out, but will it be enough? I don't know if it will, and it looks like they are going to be able to escape with their lives, but big turnaround there from what looked like a caught Gazlo means that the red team will get first position onto this point, Coffee.
EnCore able to arrive to defend their substitute player, will find 2 kills as a result. Now going to almost certainly get themselves this objective, and we will see how much they're able to get done with it. Odin will be up for the defense, so it's possible it might not be the end of the game and we're going to go the distance once again. We'll have to see what ends up happening. Just waiting for that percent to trickle on up to 100, and then the question we have to ask the red team is, who do you want to put in this thing? Because last time we saw Myers in it, but then it wanted to get out to start a fight, and that didn't go so well for them.
It's very difficult to know which members of your team are the best to sacrifice to this protector. It looks like it's going to be Maiev and someone else. Could be the Johanna. We're not sure yet, though. Looked like she was going to go for it and then changed her mind. But Odin will be back in 4 seconds, so all our ultimates are going to be up here for this defense. As D.Va just pushing in that lane a little bit more, trying to keep this pressure on the 23% core on the side of EnCore. And meanwhile, Protector's time is slowly ticking down, and Coffee, I think we're about to have ourselves a 5 Protector game on the main channel. It doesn't look like this will have the legs to go all the way and end, and the red team correctly recognizing that in the top lane is where the pressure is currently coming out, although I wonder if maybe bot side would have been more valuable, so they could have had that split pressure for the top side Protector.
Valkyrie is used, so no longer got that one. Sam are able to avoid it. Odin trying to defend as best it can, but it will be the keeper now falling for Oops. As well, that might be what they're saying if this game doesn't end up going their way at this point. Well, 5 Protectors might just have a quick nap before our next objective fight.
Looks like we're in this one for the long haul again. Coffee, as this Protector unable to close out this game. It has secured a top keep for the red team, bringing that map disparity in the top lane back towards a more even point. But it looks like they aren't going to be able to get anything more, and just going to have to wait now. That Valkyrie is up. It's only the Odin on cooldown as Cassia trying to get the instant pull from the Protector, but not quite timing it perfectly, unfortunately for them.
A good attempt, a good idea, but not quite able to pull it off, and we're seeing right away the side of EnCore marching over to the support camp. Looks like that one will be picked up without any hitches, so nice lead for them in the item department, which isn't something we've really talked about much this game. Much has also just been all about the fighting, and well, oh no, we're having another invade attempt on the camps.
BTC sliding quite far forward, is going to get pulled by the first loop. He's going to drop, and the blue team trying to step up and use this D.Va bomb to take the turret. They get a camp, but not the pickup, and now maybe this was a little bit deep, as there's still that shield that can come through from the Johanna. She's looking for a target, unfortunately can't find one, and 4v5 isn't really enough for the end to come down, as pretty much the smartest thing I've read in Twitch chat all week. 25 minutes into Volskaya game, it is indeed still the early game, Coffee.
And when we get to the mid game, which I think we can accurately describe as when the next objective begins, we'll see if mid keep survives until that point, as the siege is coming in. Oh, Maiev with the cage, and then pulls everyone out to safety actually though, so will be avoided, but keeps going to fall nonetheless. And loop now onto Tigers. There's no more pulls. All there is for sanctification, salvation, but when he's looped outside of it, what good would that do? Maybe this will be enough for them to go and end the game. Antonio healing up from the support camp. Needs himself a rejuvenation first. If you can find him, put it on them. There we go.
But the blue team now don't want to let the red team out, because that is so much pressure in the top side. The chase is on as they try and catch onto Chromie or anyone, and the red team are going to turn onto them here. Anduin, maybe he's overstepped a bit. The D.Va bomb comes out. Gazlo and Chromie are going to be able to back off now and get this clear, but what can D.Va and Cassia do in the backline? They're fighting 2v3 here into this Malfurion Tranquility. It doesn't look like there's going to be enough damage, but Maiev is falling so low here. Will Cassia be able to walk out of this one? It looks like she just about won't, as the Maiev catches, but the damage is there and the kill goes over Cassia. What a hero. So much close range burst damage, and she will fall.
will get the trade though, so next objective is going to start soon. It's currently a 3v4 on the map, and then the next one to respawn, and checking out the items, we do have one turret for the red team and nothing for the blue team, so small advantage in that regard, but when you consider that you haven't, I hope the blue team are able to do a fight on the objective, because Chromie not too much use when taking these out in the open fights, so might be an advantageous place for them to do something, but having to wait for Cassie before they can even attempt to move up by the looks of things.
Well, with the Maiev down as well, they can try and look to force this 4v4, but it looks like they want to pick up the turret first, get as much of an advantage as they can going into this point. We have just heard in this little down period that Curso managed to take that second map against Complex, so another best of 3 series here, Coffee, in the Legendary Cup will be coming out on Channel 2, Complex versus Curso, deciding who will face the winner of this series. But back to the game we're in now, that heel camp going over for Samu, but he's caught out a little bit here. The slide is there, Cassia with the dive, and Gazlo falls, and can the blue team push this advantage? Is this the point that Protector goes over? The pull won't land, and now can it get the damage onto Core before the blue team can pull it down? This is the 5th Protector of the game, Coffee. So much potential damage as the push away onto Tychus comes through, but its health bar is slowly falling here.
No percent damage challenge taken by the blue team. No martial law, no Titan grenade, no sizzling attack. It's just the bigger they are from Tychus, and we're below that threshold, so it's just the Protector versus the Core. And Shiro's on the way, so to drop the Dragon's Breath. It looks like we might be able to do it. We are at that stage of the game where Protector just does that much damage, and we will be going to game 3 because no one wants me to get off a caster. Oh, we're going the full distance this Legendary Cup, it looks like.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Every single game we can possibly hope to play has happened so far. All 3 quarterfinals going to 3 games so far.
well, as we round up map number 2, a nice half-hour exposition into Volskaya Foundry, we have to ask ourselves the question, what happens next? Are we going to see that pickup of the first pick for out of position squad, or are they going to try and take a map that they think they can beat EnCore on? They have shown that in the early game they are capable of taking those advantages, so maybe we'll go to something that is a little bit easier to snowball. I can't remember what's up, but I think some combination of Tomb and Sky must be available, both maps that you can kind of close out before level 20, Coffee.
Tomb is removed, but Sky Temple's still an option, so maybe we will be blessed with a sub 20-minute game once again.
Bless RN Jesus.
Because there's still another series for us to bring after this one. It will be... well, I don't even remember at this point.
It will be Food for Phobius against Mold Level, falling another potential 3-map series as 2 teams compete for their spot in the finals. But we have found out first pick will be taken by out of position squad. So EnCore, much like myself, need to know what the maps available are so they can choose where they're going to bring us.
Here's hoping they don't take us to Alterac, because it's quite possible you will see in that webcam, but that the sun will be up by the time this 3rd map is done. So,
well, let's not forget Dragonshire has the potential to also drag on. We've already seen that once today, Coffee. I am really hoping we're going to see a nice, quick, dirty Sky Temple game come out here. A game practically capped at the 20-minute mark, as those temples eventually will just end.
Not if Abatha has anything to say about it.
Why would you think that, Coffee?
Can use the mule to keep the structures alive and make the temples not quite able to end the game.
That is very true. As much as I wish in this moment it was not yet seeing a map pick come out. So as my voice slowly dies, I think, Coffee, it's once again time to remind ourselves of the upcoming content on the Heroes Lounge channel tomorrow.
Absolutely.
If this series finishes in time, if the tournament is actually over by 1 o'clock CET tomorrow, we will see the Mythic Championship starting up. Hopefully we won't be delayed too much for that beginning. And then next week, we have got on the Saturday the Runners Cup, ARAM running it down through that mid lane. This bit has been condensed over the day, you might have noticed. The ARAM Championship on Saturday will be there, and on Sunday, the most innovative, the most creative, the most fabulous tournament ever to grace the esports scene, let alone Heroes of the Storm. The Nexus Rumble, Coffee.
And well, can look forward to that. All of that, assuming that we do finish this series before we reach those times. And well, I think no.
Looks like we're going to have a map coming through here, Coffee. And I'm excited to see what it's going to be. Where are the teams going to bring us? It's going to be Infernal Shrines, a map that actually ends, Coffee. We're going to one that's much harder to drag out for the full 30 minutes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've seen plenty of 30-minute Infernal Shrine games, so we will see whether we're blessed with a quick one or a long one or whatever happens to be. I just hope that we finish at least the second series before 5 in the morning. Maybe I'm asking too much.
It could be very close, as we are just 45 minutes away from that bar. But Coffee, I think on our screens right now, we are having a little look at the bracket, the games that have gone on today. Of course, at the start of the day, we saw in a nice 2-hour spectacular Food for Phobius take down Pray For Us. Who are the real winners there, as Pray For Us were able to actually have their Saturday, whereas Food for Phobius gonna be on till like easily 10 o'clock. Game number one on the other channel was Mold Level Falling versus Luftwaffle. Another 2-1 series went the distance, but Mold Level Falling were able to clutch that one out, allowing them to go through to that first semi-final against Food for Phobius that will be on this stream as soon as we wrap up the second quarter-final games. But this map been going on now for what also feels like an eternity. Out of Position Squad versus EnCore. That's 1-1 going into a final game. And on Lounge 2, Complex versus Curso, another series that is 1 apiece. So some very closely contested quarterfinals here, Coffee, making for a very interesting cup indeed.
I'm just waiting on a few more players. Just for a quick update on the other series, they are just about to finish the draft, so they are ever so slightly ahead of us on that front, but looks like we're going to have possibly the longest playoff day we've ever had on Heroes Lounge at the rate we're going, with every series going the full distance and the games being pretty long as well. We are just waiting on a few more players to join this lobby, and then we will be underway with the draft as well.
We will indeed. Infernal Shrines, Coffee. Those 3 different objectives spawning, those punishers to just run down the lane with your team. Usually you use them to try and get big engages off of that jump stun so you can try and take down your opponents. But interesting to see what can be done here by the enemies. It looks like both teams are all in the lobby though, so we might be ready to start this game. I am too hopeful. I think I'm too hopeful, Coffee.
Well, everyone is here, and well, It looks like the teams are ready, so game number 3 of our second match of today. See if it's under or over 30 minutes.
Here we go into
Oh
our
my God.
final lobby of the quarter-finals. EnCore versus out of position squad Infernal Shrines Coffee. We've made it. We've made it. This is it. We're going to know all of our semi-finalists at the end of this game. I am excited to find out who is going to take this victory. Who is
A
going
bold
to be ready.
assumption that the other game will be finished by the time we're done here. As second will once again be banned away from Helco. Not going to see that one. And we'll see if maybe Samus the Haka is going to get played this time, because my guess is that Medivh will still be the ban of choice from Oops, unless they feel like maybe bringing that one out themselves. Cho'Gall banned on Infernal Shrines is not something you see often, but we'll not be getting over that one anytime soon.
This isn't the sort of series you want to lose to a Cho'Gall. There's time, hours have been put in, dedication and commitment. If this were all lost because of an added Cho'Gall pickup that you didn't see coming and blindsided you, it would be a rough day. So I respect the ban. Just making sure.
A rough day. Medivh will be banned away. Not going to see that one come out from them. As the last ban here, you have to imagine it's the May again, but maybe they changed it up. No.
Maybe they won't change it up, as we do see that May taking out Coffee, realizing there the pun that he had accidentally stumbled upon. So our first pick on Infernal Shrines and Coffee. I can't believe no one said it yet, but you know what's really good on Infernal Shrines? What's so great at controlling those shrine points?
What is it?
Alex Straza pick potentially coming out from Artanis. Maybe this is the series. Maybe this is the one.
I'd rather wasn't Big Stallion mean we're going to level 20 for sure. At this point, I don't care who wins. I don't care about games. I just want this series to end. And Antonio will be... Wait, Antonio will be taking my fear in. They're having a role swap. And Basca will be taking Johanna.
Maybe a roll swap, or maybe their main spot's just in the bathroom for a minute. Who
That's
knows?
also quite possible.
At this point, I wouldn't be shocked either way. You always do get those unlimited swap phases at the end of the draft, so there's no tactical disadvantage for picking it up on someone else, provided, of course, you actually own all the heroes, as the EU players who are finding out in NA Customs. And here she is! It's your girl! It's the Thigh Queen. It's Alex Straza. She's going to have some incredible healing numbers being put out on these shrines. Those dragons helping to secure early objectives. And that level 20 spike, which I guess we're kind of locked into now already, is going to be so valuable.
I'm very surprised with like Alex Straza picked up this early in the draft. 3 heroes available for EnCore to try and pick things that work well against us. Kobe from last game, Gazlo from last game, we could very possibly see around the back here from EnCore, and it would be quite effective. I really don't think you can go for Alex Straza as a solo healer, so it might not be quite the same level 20 spike as normal, but Maev, very understandable ban. Mephisto, absolutely love this choice against the Alex Straza. Going to just send Lightning Nova all day long. It'll be wonderful. Also a strong level 20 power spike to match.
It happened, team. Samu saw that Artanis was allowed to have fun, and he went, well, if you get to pick your main, the dinosaur is coming out to play. Dahaka It's gonna be played by Samu on this map. That global pressure, so strong. Looking forward to see what he can get done with that. And that second healer coming through, the Uther and the Sonya. So this is gonna be hyper carry Valor. That Alex Strauss are gonna get that level 20 spike. So, we're gonna be here till Friday, Coffee. This is
Ancient Flame is back on the menu with that Uther pick, and so now Alex not needing to do all of the healing, and we have quite a large front line for this Vala. So Varnus will be the last pick from Shiro, and well,
you could
I did say that I was wanting this series to end as fast as possible, but this looks like it could be a very exciting game to end us on. So I don't know, both teams have very clear bikes in the late game. Who do you think is going to take it?
I think this hyper carry Valor with the 20 Alex is going to put out so much damage and have so much crowd control that the red team aren't going to be able to convert. However, maybe their comp spikes early enough that with that Sylvanas, you can take that level 17 Punisher, get a couple of kills, and really run it down to court. It has happened before, Coffee. You can sometimes really snowball, especially into these double support comps. If you pick off that Valor, they have no clear to help deal with the Punisher. So I think I'm going to favor the blue team, but obviously in my dreams, this is a 12-minute game that the red team clutch.
I am absolutely going to support the Alex Strasser team. I think that comes to absolutely no surprise. So on the blue team, it is Oops. Won the first game, now looking to finish out our test. A little bit of fun here on Alex Strasser. The Kaiser will be playing the Sonya, Altanox playing Uther, Electrix playing ETC, and Murmur playing Vala.
And on the red team, looking to go through to the semi-final, complete a reverse sweep. It is EnCore from Division 3, Ebaska on the Johanna, Hellcar on the Malfurion, Antonio on the Mephisto, Simo on the Sylvanas, and the man, the myth, the legend, the man who helped put together this current tournament we are watching right now. Samu plays on the Dahaka. He's looking to try and get some value for the team as he plays his favorite dinosaur, Coffee.
Well, I'm already excited because we're seeing new talents. The recently buffed W build is being taken here for Sonya, starting with Furious Blow. This talent not directly changed, but the increased damage means more once we reach level 4 for that. Rather funny amount of splash damage where it's better to not cast a spell on the target you want to deal damage to where possible.
Definitely an interesting interaction, that Blizzard. You know, we love a good interesting interaction here in Heroes of the Storm, as we do see that level 1 is going to be live and let live, not seeing the full E-build come out for this Alex Strauser, Coffee.
Not really the one that matters though, for level 1. You're looking more for the level 4 and possibly the level 7 to combo with your Ancient Flame. And actually Samu's going to be digging in here, and they're looking for Vala. Will be able to Volt out for now, but Electrix will have to see this point. It is a 4v5, so you're fine giving this one up.
That wave is going to crash into towers, so although you get the camp XP, a little bit of top wave will be lost here by Samu and Sonya. Just wants to try and interrupt that rotation, force him to go slightly more aggressive. Couple of globes are going to be dropped there, and the XP is going to even itself out more or less here for the two teams, despite that successful camp invade.
We also see Hammer of the Lightbringer coming off Uther. Lots of people these days have been going for the Holy Radiance style of Uther, thanks to the recent changes to them, but instead we're going to be smacking people with a hammer, get more of those stuns off, and just try and be a general nuisance, I suppose, as Uther.
It's a nice way of playing him. You get more stuns, more CC, more mana from the hitting as well. It's not bad. On the shrine, you can almost always auto-attack something, so you do get quite a lot of value from that talent as well. There's always a little minion hanging out for you to hit us. Camp's going over for both sides, getting this top lane pressure, and we're moving Coffee into our first objective of the game.
I'm a little bit surprised to see Hurricane is the choice here from Sonya after taking the Furious Blow, so we aren't going to be getting the massive splash damage. And here comes Samu looking for Artanis. No dragon necessary, going to easily find that one. Double kill as both supports are gone, and Shiro and Fenza are making their way to have this be a quick game.
They're taking these early kills. It is going to help them get this first shrine, and with that Sylvanas, when you can pick up the first Punisher, it definitely gives you that little bit of value, a little bit of extra value, rather, pushing through. And again, with Valor being the solo killer here, they're going to have to be so careful de-pushing this. This could be a fort going over already for the red team, but the blue team, not done yet. Only 20 shrines capped, so they will be able to come back and contest this. What will they have from their fight?
They will have Dragon Queen available. Going to go into that one now is Artanis. Maybe convinced the side of EnCore to back off for the time being, but they only need 10 more, so it's possible that Mephisto can just dive in and pick up a few, and then they'll be basically there. But Johanna going a little bit early. The dragon was still up, and that's going to be the kill into Johanna. Now, can they find these remaining few on the objective, trying to zone him off? Now they're looking for Shiro. Goes in to try and finish it, and there will be objective going for the red team. The Kaiser trying to spin to win, and the Antonio, he stole the
final bounce of the arrow that's dodged by Mephisto. Oh, so close, Coffee. Well played by him. Going to be able to survive, but with these kills, this Frozen Punisher not going to get the value that a Frozen Punisher might normally get on this map.
And there goes all my hopes and dreams having to be quick, as all we got was the gate, not even the full wall with the first Punisher. Oh, we're gonna be going until 7 in the morning or something.
You're familiar with the Caster Curse, of course, Coffee. I think we need to start calling 40-minute series. I reckon this series is going to go on till tomorrow, and we're going to love it. And that is the quickest way to ensure a 12-minute game. So
yes, I didn't plan on watching the CCL later anyway, so give me as long of a series as it gets. Don't go smashing these turrets. Structures are our friends, and so are enemy heroes.
Sylvanas going a little bit aggressively here. Won't be able to convert anything, no. Just getting that position to clear the wave. Bit of damage out on the Valor, but nothing too much. Sonya has been left alone to just wail away on that top wall, though. This is quite nice for her.
It is indeed the flame buffer talents coming out from Belshazzar. Heat, exhaustion, and fire within. Now, heat exhaustion has been there since the really OP days, but a 50% slow is still pretty good for that talent.
A lot of damage being dealt here by the Mephisto, but the slide is here from ETC. He's knocked back in, but Malfurion Root isn't going to be enough to stop either the 4-man mosh pit, or 3-man mosh pit, sorry. Stuns coming out. Big circular stun coming in from the Uther onto Mouth. Is there a second kill? No, there isn't quite. They are going to have to back out. And Sylvanas now chasing it down, looking for their second kill, or their return kill. Second kill, their third kill. I can't count today, Coffee.
Can't blame you the way these games have been going, as now level 10's available for the side of EnCore. Already losing a few members though, but now they have the tools that they are looking for. It is the Durance of Hate, it is the Blessed Shield. They have these options to find some picks of their own. No cleanse from the Uther, so no way to get people out of that Durance of Hate.
It's a very interesting call, choosing to take this Armored of the Faith instead, deciding that they'd rather just tank that damage and have 50 armor through, or have that CC, that extra Qs coming out when Uther gets stunned, instead of that cleanse for when they get caught. But speaking of caught, Uther's falling very low here. Big slide through from ETC will be enough to make the space for him though. Everyone's going to be able to walk away from this with their lives, Coffee.
Well, that probably won't be true on the next objective though. Uther going to take a quick reset. Camp's going to be done by both teams, as no one's going to... Okay, Artanis... No. Make up your mind, buddy. Not actually going to... Oh, Samurai, I love it. Well, I'm not sure why he dragged it that way, though, buddy. Well, no, I guess it makes sense. So, going to stop that bruiser before it even goes into the lane. The Haka being such a pest on its own. And there's just Oops just trying to get this objective as quickly as they can. But here comes the Haka. Finds isolation onto Vala, but will be able to survive. Moshpit immediately interrupted. That's an unfortunate play, as Malfurion is the first one to fall. Dragon eventually able to be gassed by Alexstrasza. Mephisto is gone. Unfortunately, Stars is actually gone from the game, so we're having a tactical pause come out. Game is going a little bit too quickly for our liking.
It looked like it was going to end, didn't it, Coffee? We're going to have this here. Tactical pause as the Sylvanas player tries to get back into this game, but beautiful sidestep there at the start of the fight from Vala, dodging out on that blessed shield, and from that moment onwards, nice turnaround allowed that Vala and the Sonya to just get so much damage out, and eventually with the Dragon Queen behind them, they were able to confirm the kills. Nicely done by them indeed.
Looks like we are just about ready to get back in a row, and looks like our Sylvanas has returned, and so is the Dragon, since it has finished channeling the Cleansing Flame. And the
Uther getting picked up here in the mid lane, though. He might fall to this Dahaka Tongue and the Sylvanas. Not quite enough damage coming out there, so they will be ready to push down this mid lane with 5, but they want to try and get value elsewhere on the map first. Sonya going up to clear this camp out before they finish up capping the objective, and now really longing this game out for us, Coffee. They're going to try and take down the mid wall, get this bottom camp away, use their 13 advantage before the objective as well.
Love it.
Drew coming out though from Mephisto. Red team are ready to fight for this, and the damage comes through onto ETC. He's falling so low, just able to walk out from here. And now in this 5v4, can the red team convert? They want this kill onto Uther. The drag comes out onto Artanis. He doesn't have buttons up to keep himself alive. Punisher is taken in the madness, and Dahaka falls first. Ibaska falling low. Sonya spinning on top of him. Sylv going for this big dive in the backline, but Uther, so many stuns in a row, and Sylv will fall as well. Malfurion goes down to the Sonya, and is this it? Surely this has to be at least a keep going down here, Coffee. The red team, so many people dead whilst this Punisher runs through the bottom lane.
It would be quite nice if it was a keep. We are seeing some other buffs Sonya Towns though, as Ruthless is taken at level 13. Now procs people below 50% health instead of below 33%, so able to get that off a little bit easier as the Punisher will be jumped over the wall. All fine, and a Dandy now see if they are able to march their way onto this keep.
Level 13 just in here for the red team, but they're taking so much damage here, and Johanna is going to be the first to fall. Is there going to be more? This mosh pit is going to be silenced, so Samu is going to be okay. Isolation comes up, but the stun from Uther coming down. Samu walking away on so little health. The Punisher is falling, but so is the keep. This is going to be the first keep of the game, and it looks like Oops are going to have to back out now. No, Sonya says we're going core, so does Valor, and they want to end this game at the 11-minute mark. They've heard the prayers of their casters, Coffee.
They have heard our wishes. They have turned into the dragon and seeing if they can look to end this game. Bless shield out onto ETC, surviving though, thanks to our draconic friends. The target though is Valor, is surviving though, thanks to the gloom, and at this point it's a 3-level lead. They've got themselves the kills. We have been blessed, we have been visited. All we have to do is ask for a 40-minute game, and we are delivered a 12-minute destruction. Very convincing win by the out of position squad this time. All it took was to bring in the tech into Alexstrasza, and then it was all easy. GG's!
It's over, Coffee. And unfortunately, this has
There's one more to go.
definitely made a liar out of me, because there's no way Game in the Match Lounge 4 will have finished up, so we won't know who their opponent is just yet. However, after that sensational victory there from Out of Position Squad, able to snatch another incredibly long series away from EnCore, we are going to have to transition ourselves into a break whilst we set up for you our first semi-final. Food for Phrobius are going to be back on the main channel, and this time they're going to be up against Mold Level Falling. Coffee, I will see you in a bit. Food for Phrobius is camping. Urel is stuck topside. They're going to have to let this go.
Well, Coon comes out onto Brightwing, so no heal at the moment for our red team, and Gazlo falling, Brightwing running away as fast as a Fairy Dragon can. Nano boost onto Li Ming though. In from Splice onto the bomb side. They're looking for Arna. Holofly comes out just in time actually. And Jam actually going to walk it out though, despite everything. Here comes Genji though. Dragon Blade, easy swipe on the Arna. No Cocoon will be able to stop that boost camp. They're not going to fight in the spell armor though. Now, Perceive on the flank, huge gust. Grabber Bomb is there onto Hat, but everything is just so nice for the Li Ming at the moment. 2 kills going their way. A huge sleep from Jam onto 2 members. Genji taking a lot of damage. Will find the Li Ming kill though, but despite everything, this is going to be... Actually, I'm not spoken to soon. The Gazlo turrets are still around, so it will be